Pieces of Wheelock is a multi-episode project that aims to showcase the Wheelock community. The project films authentic conversations between two people who have never met before while they build a puzzle. Let's meet our pieces.
So I'm Seth. I'm a sophomore studying, the short version is just math education, but really it's education and human development with the STEM secondary specialization and like a math subspecialization.
Wow. I'm Grace. I'm kind of opposite of that. I'm a graduate student, a first year, and I am studying counseling. So my full program title is a Master of Education in Child Adolescent Mental Health Counseling. So a bit of a mouthful.
I'm the president of the Navigators, which is a religious club through Marsh Chapel. And so a lot of that is like organizing meetings and planning events and stuff. And then I work at Wheelock Student Services, and I also work at FitRec as a fitness attendant. So that's a lot of standing and waiting for people to ask me questions.
Yeah, wow. I have a lot of things both on campus and off campus that I'm involved in. I have one job off campus. I work at a retail store over in Copley. And then on campus, I have a job in the athletic office. So I work with the student athletes, and I'm an academic study coach. So I help them with kind of like planning their schedules, time management, all sorts of organization stuff. So I really help them kind of like stay focused throughout the semester, and then like also looking beyond that. So I meet one-on-one with them, and that's a really nice opportunity for me to like kind of get that in like one-on-one interaction that I'll be doing in my career in counseling. So I really enjoy doing that. And then I'm also a TA for an undergraduate course right now. So I TA it's a health sciences class in Sargent, and it's called Introduction to Critical Inquiry. It's my first time TAing, so I enjoyed that experience.
Would you do it again?
I absolutely would. Oh my gosh, like I want to TA over the summer. I'm supposed to be doing it for my professor for cross-cultural counseling. She's teaching a class over the summer. It's called the Psychology of Oppression and Liberation. So yeah, I'm excited about that. It's an online course, so it's kind of like, it'll be a little different than like the actual in-person one.
My favorite has definitely been ED200, which is, I actually don't remember the full title, but it Intro to Justice-Based Education. And it's with Professor Robert Martinelli, and it was really fun because we had a placement where we actually went to like a real high school and got to observe, and I got to teach a little bit and like kind of be like a TA in a high school classroom, so that was super fun. And then the lecture portion was kind of like a history class about like the history of education in America, and Professor Martinelli did a really, really good job. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I was a TA for a class this semester, so it's kind of interesting. I like being like in that type of environment. But my favorite class so far has been it's called cross-cultural counseling. So I took that with Sujata Swaroop, and I absolutely love that class. It was super fun. I got to learn a lot about my own identities as well as some of the identities for like all the people that I'm going to counsel. So I want to eventually go into counseling youth. So obviously people are from many different backgrounds and different identities, and you know, kind of we really talked about understanding how you can help people that are different from you as well as, you know, people similar and everything. So I really enjoyed it. I feel like I learned a lot about myself and about others. So yeah, I really love that class.
A lot of our classes meet less often per week, and just for long periods of time. So it's pretty typical that we'll have like a 3-hour class in the morning or a 3-hour class in the afternoon, with big gaps in between. So I feel like my typical day is usually like a big block of class, and then maybe I'll go to work, or like I work in student services in Wheelock, and then another class, and usually by the time I'm done with class it's not too late. We only have like one late evening class, so then I'll do like hobbies and club stuff, go to the gym or hang out with friends and that kind of thing.
I am similar. I have kind of like my morning classes sometimes for like 3 hours, or my evening classes 3 hours, and I have a job off campus, so I'll either, if I have a morning class, I'll go to work after that, or vice versa. But my longest day is I have 3 classes in one day. So I have an 8 a.m. That's my ethics class. So I have that from 8 a.m. to 10:45, and then I go to a bunch of meetings. So I have a meeting for my TA professor, I have office hours, and then I have the TA class. So it's kind of like a 3-hour chunk of TA work. And then after that, I have my third class of the day, which is my counseling theories and it's like not political, kind of like philosophy. So it's really interesting. I learn a lot about all sorts of different therapeutic modalities. So yeah, it's really, really cool. For me, I really want to get, I mentioned this before, but I really want to work with youth. So I want to eventually open my own private practice. So hopefully I'm going to get an internship somewhere working in a private practice or just working with children and adolescents, and eventually be able to counsel all sorts of different young people with a variety of mental health needs. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to actually getting involved and getting some of that real world experience after this program.
Yeah, I'd like to teach as my initial, straight out of education. I'd like to be in a high school classroom for a while teaching math. But I like that my degree gives me some options as far as mobility. If I wanted to move into administration or get another degree, become a professor, or like Liz Vassallo has mentioned, a math specialist or something like that. They have options for people who are interested in working with people and curriculum besides just classroom teaching, which I appreciate.
Oh, that's so cool. I actually wanted to be a teacher before I decided to go into counseling. I really like music, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll be a music teacher or something. But then I was like, well, I don't know how to play the piano, and I don't really want to learn. So now here we are. I decided to do a little something else. I also thought about school counseling, but I ultimately decided that I want to work kind of maybe outside of a school setting. But maybe that'll happen in the future. We'll see.
I think I more so chose BU than I chose Wheelock. I was interested in going to a school in Boston, and I live in Pennsylvania, so I was kind of interested in branching out and going somewhere new. And so that was kind of what put it on my radar. But I think the reason that I stayed in Wheelock was just the community there is so it's so nice to have a small school feel at a big school, and have classes with everyone I know, and it just you form really solid friendships, and I really appreciated the community that they have.
Yeah, for me, the reason I chose Wheelock, also being from Pennsylvania, I wanted more of a city feel. I went to a small school also in Pennsylvania called Dickinson College for my undergrad. So it was super small. We had, I think, less than 2,000 people there. So I did want that small community. And when I was looking at grad schools, I wanted a city, but something that also kind of felt comfortable and small, like I had in my undergrad. So when I was looking at BU, I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a big school. Do I really want to go here? But then I talked to some of the current grad students, and I really got the sense of how much of a community Wheelock has. And I was really excited about that because I was I think being at a big school is very useful because there's so many different opportunities at BU. And at Wheelock especially, there's so many connections, and again, like you said, it's a really tight-knit, small community. So I like to see my little Wheelock buddies even beyond just my concentration. Truly, during my Wheelock orientation, so it was my first experience, I met so many people, and I'm still friends with them now. And that was really a moment for me to be oh my gosh, okay, I can actually settle here and kind of form a little community. And it was funny, I was just walking around during that orientation, and I actually ran into someone I knew from undergrad, and I've never expected that because I was it's so random to see this person that I really didn't even know that well. So and now we're really close friends, so it's it's really special. And yeah, you could definitely see how much of a community at Wheelock we have.
Yeah, I think the biggest aha moment of feeling I was in the right spot was that ED200 class, because I loved being in the classroom so much. And I think especially just anyone who's pursuing any sort of helping profession kind of tends to get a lot of flack for it. of just like you could pursue something that would pay you better, or you could pursue something that would, et cetera, et cetera. And so, like, going into a classroom and, like, being nervous about it beforehand and actually, like, loving it was super reaffirming that, like, Wheelock is the place for me to be. I think one thing that is super encouraging for anyone who is considering Wheelock is just, like, the way that we have not just, like, a super close community, but a super fun community. Like, we have events like an undergrad boat cruise, and I think they did a grad boat cruise as well. We just put people on boats in the harbor and have a party, and, like, that kind of thing is super fun. And there's, like, always events, and anyone you could ask for help is, like, goes above and beyond to help you. Like, your advisors are great, your professors are great, and so, like it makes it easy to not be nervous about anything kind of college related, just because you have such a, like, big support team.
Yeah, absolutely. I really think that like we said, there's so much community here, and it is really fun. The boat cruise that I went on was really fun. Like, it was just nice to be able to, like, interact with people in a non-academic setting. Especially for grad school, it's a little tough to make friends sometimes, just because, you know, people have jobs, they maybe are only in school part-time, so they might not hang out too much outside of class. But to have social events like that, it's really easy to, like, meet people and actually make friends. So beyond the boat cruise, we also have done a bunch of, like, socials. We go to, like, some of the local restaurants and stuff around campus. So it's really fun to just be able to, like, hang out with them. And again, just, like, meet people even beyond my program, because sometimes we're a little stuck in our programs with especially, like, grad school, because it's smaller, so you kind of, like, form a tight-knit community there. But I've really been able to meet some people that I'm actually really close to now that are from different programs from mine. So I really like that. And one other thing I'll say is that the professors are all super, super fun and helpful. And a thing I really like about them too is that in grad school, in my program at least, they do the work that I want to do. So not only are they professors that teach here, but they also have their own private practices. They do all this stuff that I eventually want to go into. So it's really helpful to, like, use them as resources to be able to kind of, like, actually, like, know that I'm on the right path and see what they're doing too. So yeah. This has been Pieces of Wheelock. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Grace.
I'm Seth, and we'll see you guys around campus.